With the recent in-depth dive to Black Ops 6, the developers have shared details about the new multiplayer experience that is going to be both the most innovative and improved upon version they've made yet from previous years. Beginning immediately with the movement, a new innovation that's not been seen before in the franchise, highlights a movement system they've called Omni Movement, which put simply allows players to run in any direction they want and perform slides, dives, in a seamless action hero style fashion, or as the developers like to dub it, Black Ops hero fashion. The system is meant for chaining actions together to provide players with a free, clean, fluid, and spectacular, if you will, way of engaging other players and moving around the map. Alongside running, diving, and sliding, the new system also improves proning, which allows you to look in all directions while prone, which helps you avoid those awkward situations where you can't look at someone just because you're in a bit of a peculiar position. Another system that was added into this is a completely optional setting called intelligent movement, which, when enabled and customized to your liking, will reduce the amount of inputs you have to do to get the desired action. The system was made for more casual players in mind, since the new system might be a bit too daunting to them. Alongside this new movement, they had to make it so the world reacts to it. Working in tandem with these new systems is a new way for your actions to connect to the world around you. For example, when you dive into water, your character will perform a proper diving animation instead of just flopping on their stomach and chest. Another example is a thing that developers have dubbed corner slicing, where when you round a corner or a doorway, your gun and sight will rotate dynamically to the side you're looking at to better see your opponents as you move through the doorway or corner. This entirely depends, of course, on the speed you're rounding the corner. So if you won't really notice this world reactivity if you're just full sending it throughout the entire map. Uh, One thing to add related to the movement are these things called hit zones, which is previously in previous years they were quite minimal, but the developers have expanded on it to add new animations. It doesn't really affect the gameplay, but it gives new animations to ways that characters will fall when they're hit by a fatal shot, making it so there's more variety depending on the location the player is hit when they go down. Operators. As always, with a new release comes new visual and fidelity improvements to the operators and world. To quickly skim through this, since gameplay isn't really the concern here, Treyarch, again, outclass themselves with putting in insane details to the way operators look in MP, ensuring visual fidelity changes between modes isn't jarring. Currently, there is a list of the operators that are currently available in the MP that were provided by Ink Slasher, if anyone is curious. Some of the names are Stone, which is returning from Black Ops Cold War, Adler, Marshall from the campaign, Claws, and Brutus from Zombies, etc., etc. Weapons. While we don't have an exact number of weapons that will be available on launch, the developers have highlighted that they all fit the tone and feel of the era, and that they ensured there are dozens of unique attachments to each gun to truly showcase the difference in weapon classes and loadouts, making sure everyone's gun feels uniquely tailored to them. Gear will also be making a return, of course, as well as lethals and tacticals. Everyone will be familiar with those if you played the recent years. HUD. Fully customizable HUD. It's about damn time. In BO6, players will be able to change every single part of their HUD in any way they want, including changing the location of the map, the ammo count, the gun outline, etc., etc. Gunsmith. Details are pretty scarce right now, but an image shown in the direct hints the players may be able to put in upwards of 8 attachments on their guns if you equip a perk. What we do know is that there's primary, secondary, and melee options, as well as 3 customizable perks, which if you equip 3 perks of that same category, will net you a perk specialty. Prestige. Classic Prestige is finally back in Black Ops 6. Something we haven't seen since if I'm not mistaken 2018's BO4. At this time it supports 10 prestiges on launch, which take you from level 1 to 55, level 1 to level 55 each time, as well as an extra 1000 levels after you reach prestige master. So after you complete all those 10 prestiges, you'll get an extra 1000 levels that you can work through, and it also offers proper rewards and actual good ones for player effort in this endeavor, according to the developers. 16 maps will be available on launch, 12 of them supporting core 6v6 gameplay, and 4 will be strike maps, which are smaller maps that support 2v2 gunfight or 6v6 face off. The maps are incredibly diverse from the images we've seen, and Treyarch have built them from the ground up to not only support casual fun, but also have a solid foundation for the flow of their ranked competitive mode, which I'm sure will be releasing not far off from launch. Lastly, we have theater mode. For players to be able to relive their best moments or experience it through a different view, the fan favorite theater mode, everyone remembers it, finally returns to multiplayer, something the fans have just desperately wanted for years now. Now, these are all the details we have of the multiplayer at this time from the Black Ops 6 Direct and blog post. If you guys are wondering anything about the other modes, be sure to check out our other videos on the channel, and we'll see you on those.